And what is that common object is? The woman. Woman remains, or a man remains in that, you know. The object remains, whether you are on this side of the object or on the other side, whether you are resisting or you are contemplating on indulging. On both sides, the object remains in the middle. Whether you are worrying about money or you are enjoying the money, the object of remains there, the money remains there. A lot of poor people are thinking about money all the time, and a lot of rich people are thinking about money all the time. That object is there, the common object remains there. On which side of it you are on is going to determine your experience of it. So I say, when thoughts are coming, bad thoughts are coming, fears are coming, anything is coming like that, which is all negative, don't resist it, let it come. It's a passing by traffic. It is nothing else. It is that bubble which has come up on the surface, and if you don't pay any attention to it, it's just going to be gone. It will pop up and gone, finished. The moment you are going to hold on to it from either side, this side or that side, you are attached to it. Now you have started giving it energy. And it's going to remain in your being. And now it's going to start to bother you. You may slide it from here to here. It may become a fearful experience in your future, not exactly the way you are thinking, but it's going to create some fear. You may someday see a snake in a rope, and that would be your experience at fruition at that moment of that fear, which you are carrying from somewhere else because it's not real. You understand? That makes sense?
So if you just let that fear or that thought or whatever.
Yeah, just don't fight with your mind. You just laugh at your mind, in fact. You don't fight with it. Now it's playing games with you. Mind is actually playing games with you. There's something unreal which has come up. There's no situation. Your kids are not in threat. There's no real situation here. But it's taking on you. And if you recognize that and you don't fight with it, you just ignore it. There's nobody on this planet who doesn't get those kind of thoughts. Everybody gets.
It doesn't go into the subconscious mind?
It doesn't.
Then it wouldn't.
It just is a bubble, just boom, finished. Bubbles have no significance. Do they have any significance? Nothing. They just come, gone, finished. Thoughts are just like that, come and go. The moment you hold on to it, you sit in that Ferrari, it's taking you somewhere. Sit in that garbage truck, takes you somewhere. So don't ever fight with your mind. There's no need. The moment you become one with your mind, you start to fight with it, you start to get in its control. It's going to take control. So you just avoid. Not fighting is easier than fighting, I think.
So then how does that play into the desires, like each of our desires? So we
Sure.
want to desire good things.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that they're there.
Yeah.
All we have to do is connect our subconscious to the universal
Yeah.
consciousness in order to create those desires and have
Sure.
them come to fruition.
Yeah.
But how does that work? So creating a desire and letting your thoughts go. How does
Yeah.
that work together?
See, every moment we have some thoughts going on, every single moment. Mind is never empty. Yeah? Now it's your choice. Consciously you can make a choice whether you are going to think about chilies or you are going to think about that cake. What do you want to think? You want to think about something positive or you want to think something about negative? Thoughts are going to be coming. Thoughts are like drops of water, one after another, after another, after another. It's going to have a triggering point from somewhere from outside, and sometimes unknowingly from somewhere from inside, and is going to trigger. It wants your attention. If you give it attention, it's going to become yours. It's going to take control of you. If you ignore it and you choose, when you choose to think, consciously think of positive things, then you are going to have the positive experience going on. What we think, what we are going to create. It's very simple. And then there are some people, those who have an agenda of going beyond both, good and bad both. They consciously do things without doing them. And in that case, their identification with the body and mind is completely gone. It's a very, I would say, deep level of practice of detaching yourself from mind. And you become totally a third party to it, to the point where you're not the creator. You don't do any action. You do actions without doing it because you don't believe that I'm doing it, you know. But that's a little too far ahead, you know. But for all of us, for as common person, so that's clear. Don't fight. Okay.
So is a good strategy then to get better at choosing what you're thinking about?
Yes.
Is that awareness?
That's awareness. Absolutely.
Desire?
Yeah, whatever, I mean, we are not free of desires. We have desires. We want to live our lives to the fullest. We have desire to be happy. We have desires. Why not? We are not, we haven't denounced the world, you know, or renounced the world. So if you are living in this world as a householder, you will have desires and responsibilities, and you have to put your life in right, proper direction, yours and people, those who are around you. And you can do that only through your thinking process. That's the strongest tool you have. But you use your tool the right way. The whole purpose of this whole thing today is that just to make you aware of your thoughts, that how they function, and how you can transform them to your own advantage. And you can correct things around you. Everything can be fixed away. It's not beyond our control. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we are going to take a break here. So we'll take a 20-minute break. We'll come back and then we'll go through the whole rest of them and answer your questions and something. All right, so the next one is thought replacement. I found this to be a very powerful technique if it's used properly. You have a bad thought coming in. You recognize there's a bad thought coming, or this is the thought you don't want to associate with. You don't want this thought. As I said, thoughts, they are like drops, you know. So there's a little gap between each thought. So there's a scope of replacing the next one. And one of the easiest way of replacing it is to start to repeat just one single word. What would be your favorite word? One single favorite word, think of it. It's like a mantra. Smile, 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 happy, happy, happy. Love, love, love. Yeah? I don't know if anybody believes in God, then can repeat the name of God, or can say whatever you believe in, Buddha or Jesus. You can start to repeat that word, Jesus, 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 you know. If you have a fearful word, and you believe in cosmic power, and whatever you relate to, start to repeat that, and you will see your fear is going to dissolve just like this, because actually unreal. So replacing a thought with a positive thought. And this positive thought is just part of our nature. Like love, we are all born with it. Happiness, we are all born with it. Smile, we are all born with it. So anything you can relate with which is our part of our nature, either part of our nature or cosmic nature. A flower, you can start to repeat the name of your favorite flower. So anything, just repeat it though. So one of the practices I do is when I have a negative thought, I tell myself that I am replacing this thought and dissolving this thought with this word. So not only replacing it, but dissolving it also. I'm dissolving it right there and then before it even goes to my subconscious. It's a powerful thought, it's overpowering, it's taking me over. It's a negative thought. I replace it and dissolve it. One of the best ways to do it is to repeat the word love. With love, you can dissolve anything. Anger can be dissolved with love. Jealousy can be dissolved with it. Fear can be dissolved with it. And the word love itself has tremendous power. So that's one word you can repeat. And it's going to miraculously dissolve it. It's gone. One another technique I use of replacement is that I take a deep breath in, very deep, right up to my navel. And when I breathe out, I say dissolve. And it dissolves. Dissolve that thought. It can actually dissolve some of the situations also. You'll be surprised, you're facing a situation in your life. All situations are nothing else, they are outer thoughts only. And they can be dissolved the same way. So you take a deep breath in, imagine that situation, that challenge, and when you breathe out, you just say dissolve. And you will see that how this negative situation in your life gets dissolved. So I give myself, my subconscious, a message, okay, I'm going to say this 11 times, or I'm going to say love 11 times and replace it and dissolve it. It just happens. It's all about me and outer. And outer is nothing else, it's actually me only. When I see a snake in a rope, and I totally believe in my perception that it's a snake, I'm going to react to that snake fear. I'm going to be fearful, I'll react exactly, because it's my own perception, it's nothing else. It's me only who's seeing outside whatever I see. The moment I find out it's a rope, my fear is gone. And sometimes I may even walk over a snake believing it's a rope. There's no reaction to it. So essentially everything is in me. So if I give myself messages which are good for me, can dissolve outer. Understand that? So thought replacement is a very powerful thing also. Essentially any one of these here on the circle, you can enter any one of them in your life or enter into the circle and practice one at a time, you will see life changing. Thought changes, life changes, circumstances changes, even expression changes. Everything changes. It is when we are stuck into something and keep on going into it, it becomes more and more powerful. It kind of becomes more, it gains grooves, deeper, 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 keeps going in. Okay. Gratitude. How many of you do that? Gratitude, gratitude. Okay. Now, gratitude is normally, most of the people, they do it for things around them, for what they have in life. It's a very good thing. But you can add on to something like, which most of the time we don't even think of. You're having a glass of water, you're drinking it, be thankful to that element, water. When we switch on heat, it's fire based, be thankful to that fire. There are 5 elements, and if we can be thankful to 5 elements, essentially we are thankful to cosmic power, energy. And these 5 elements are earth, water, air, fire, and ether, space. Oxygen in ether. We can say thankful for oxygen, but we can be thankful to whole space, because there's so much inside in that. In ether, there's so much. If there was no space, we wouldn't grow. Where are we? Where we would have grown. And within that, there's a lot. So we take one thing and we say thanks to it. So essentially, when we are thanking somebody for giving us some money, that person feels like giving more money. If I have received $5,000 from someone and I crib about it and say, why didn't you give me 7,000? I don't think that person would be too happy to give me next time because I'm thankless. It's just like the same energy you are interacting with. If I am goddess of abundance and I give everything to everybody and somebody is not thankful, in cosmic intelligence, that intelligence is blocking itself because you're blocking yourself. Sunlight is there for everyone equally. It's showering on you, but you decide to go in a shadow. It's not the fault of sun. Water is showering on you, but you decide to stand here and water is here. It's not going to happen. So staying aligned through gratitude. Gratitude is the way to stay aligned or stay under that shower, constantly pouring on us in many different forms. We have all heard of this example, glass half empty, half full. But actually, glass is never half empty. It's half full with water and half full with air. It is actually full. It's always full. It cannot be. It's our perception which sees it half empty and half full. Even empty glass is never empty. It is full of air. So gratitude is very important. The more we say, the more we receive. More we say, more we receive. Any questions on gratitude? Any? Okay. So we are going to move on to practical planning. So being said all this, one very important component is planning. We do 2 types of planning. One is psychological and one is practical. Psychological planning is that I'm going to go from here to Toronto and try to live every single turn or try to live every single station in between in my mind. And then I imagine that I'll go and meet such and such. It's all psychological planning. But then there's practical planning. Okay, I have to go to that place. I'll feed in the address into my GPS. I'll drive down and just go. And I'll meet that person. Is very obvious. I'm going to go and meet. That's the purpose. Which one is the right one? Which one is the way to go? Practical or the psychological?
Well, on the page it says practical.
Practical, yes. But we do a lot of psychological planning. We start to imagine things. We start to try to reach to the final point walking through it. And what happens is our energy which we are going to use in future depletes in now because it's all imagination. When we are imagining, when we are living in now, trying to bring in a future event into our now today, we are using a lot of energy, and that event in the future becomes weaker. And you can try it practically actually. Think of going to Toronto one day and think of, okay, I'm passing through Cambridge, I'm passing through Milton, I'm reaching there, I've entered this house, I've met this person. I can bet you anything that you will find obstacles on your way. Either there will be a detour, there will be traffic jam, accident, something will happen which will prevent that exact event the way it was supposed to happen. Success, a lot of people think about it. I'm going to open up this business and it's going to flourish, and I'll be buying this car, that car, I'll be doing this, everybody will recognize me, my name, fame, everything will be out there. Now this person is opening up his business for wrong reasons then, because everything is dependent on everyone else, is not himself. It is like lying to yourself in a way. And that future energy you are trying to use into your imagination now as a whimsical state of mind or dream state of mind in awakened state. So that person may not ever able to open up that business. If open up, chances of its failure are pretty high. Has that happened to anybody? I mean, people around you or somebody, you know, those who are just imagining. Most of the youngsters, they imagine that way, you know. They don't know the practical side of it. They just think they will become this, this, this. And doesn't happen. It never happens. So practical planning is very important. We plan practically in now, in today. And future is like, okay, I'm going to go from here to Toronto. It's obvious. I'm going to reach there. I'm going to go. That's it. I open up a business. I'm going to reach there. That's it. My planning is that I'm going to have these resources. I have finance. I have to open up my shop. I have to advertise. People are going to come. I'm going to come. No? When we do things to impress others, or we do things for how other people are going to look at me. I love this jacket, I buy it for myself and I thoroughly enjoy it. It's me. I'm buying this jacket and I'm thinking, how is my wife going to think about it? Or whether she is going to like it or not. How is my friend going to look at it? Oh, I'm going to go to such and such party, they are going to look at this and make a comment. How they are going to react to my jacket. I'm buying this jacket for wrong reasons. And most likely nobody is going to say a word. It's not good, you know. So it's like, not being true to yourself. When you are going to enjoy